Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Yassine, and today I wanted to do a quick camera comparison, video camera comparison between the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone SE 2020. So I'm going to mark on the screen which phone is which, and also when it comes to the audio, I'm going to be marking which phone the audio is coming from also on the display. Now I can't see how these are looking right now as I'm shooting them because I'm using the main sensors on these phones. The iPhone SE 2020 has one sensor, so I'm using that main sensor, and on the iPhone 11 Pro has three cameras, but I'm using the regular wide angle standard lens, not the ultra wide or not the telephoto, just the regular standard wide lens. And this is what they look like. Like I said, I don't know what they look like and I can't see them, but you guys tell me if they look the same, if they look so different, or if they look just a little bit different. And today's actually a overcast day, which means a lot of clouds in the sky, and it's actually really good for shooting because the clouds soften up the light, so there isn't direct sunlight hitting me right in the face. So overall, this is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna start walking a little just to see how the stability looks and how everything comes out. Let me know if it's shaky or if one phone is doing better than the other phone when it comes to being shaky. But this is just me walking at regular pace. So we're gonna step it up a little bit and turn it into just a little jog, a light jog. So once again, we're checking for stability. I can feel a lot of bounce in my legs, in my arms, but I don't know how these are looking to you guys, which I will be able to know once I get it back into the studio and look at the footage. So it's actually a lot harder than you think to jog and talk at the same time. So that's going to be the camera comparison. Now I'm going to pan a little to the left and pan a little to the right just to see how the rolling shutter looks on these cameras. And you guys let me know if the rolling shutter is the same or if not. So here we go. If you get dizzy, then here's your warning. Just the next 5 seconds, it's going to go a little crazy. So let me know, how's the rolling shutter? How does it look? Are they the same? Are they different? Now I'm gonna actually go ahead and take some pictures of just random objects and take it back into the studio and check out what they look like, some portraits, some non-portraits, objects, me, and all types of different stuff. So I'll see you guys when I get in the studio. Okay, so I just finished watching the video that you guys just saw, and from watching it, they're really close. Both of these phones are similar. Both are obviously iPhones. You do have the advantage on the 11 Pro that you can get different focal lengths, but I wanted to test this as close as possible, so I didn't really check out the other lenses. But what I noticed is that on the iPhone SE, it seemed to be a little bit more contrasty than the iPhone 11 Pro. And then the other thing that stuck out to me is just the color, overall color. The iPhone 11 Pro was a little cooler compared to the new SE, and which was a little bit warmer. Now overall, from doing camera comparisons over the past couple of years, iPhones always tend to be a little warmer. So to see the SE even warmer than the regular iPhones or the flagship iPhones, that was interesting. But other than that, they were both really good. The stability was good, the autofocus. So I just want to get into some pictures right now that I took throughout the rest of that day and in that evening, and see if we could really nitpick which one was better, or find differences between the two phones. Okay, so here's the first picture, and it's this playground in the backyard. Now, right away, can you guys tell which one is the iPhone 11 and which one is the SE? You guys let me know, because I will tell you in a few seconds. But what I'm noticing in this picture is that there is a difference in color temperature. The picture on the left is a little bit cooler, and the picture on the right is a little bit warmer. And if you go by what I said earlier, then the picture on the right is the SE, which it is the SE. And that's one thing that I'm noticing overall. Like, it tends to be a little bit warmer, and the other one tends to be a little bit cooler. Sharpness, detail, everything else is there, and they are almost similar, exactly identical, other than the difference in overall color temperature. Okay, so here's the second picture, and now we have a fire hydrant, and there's some grass. Go ahead, try to guess which one is which on the left and on the right. But honestly, it's really hard to tell the difference between these two. There isn't that much of a overall color change. There isn't anything much different in terms of contrast, in terms of saturation. Now, if I'm sitting here and nitpicking, I could probably find differences, but I think both of these you can just say it's a wash. They're both exactly the same. We do have the iPhone 11 on the left and we have the iPhone SE on the right. Okay, so the next picture is a picture of me. Once again, go ahead and guess before I put the results on the screen, but both of these pictures look the same, look identical, and they are really good. Even if you zoom in into my beard and try to figure out which one is better, I would say that both of them are doing a really good job. Now, the one on the right seems to be a little bit more contrasty from just me zooming into my beard and looking at it, but both phones are doing really well. The colors seem faded on the left. So the picture on the left is from the iPhone 11 and the picture on the right is from the iPhone SE. But overall, I would say both of these pictures are really good and they come pretty close to each other. Okay, so the next picture is a portrait picture of me, and there's two things that I'm noticing here. One, the focal length is different. Like on the picture on the right, you can't see that house in the far back right, but the one on the left, you could see that house in the far back right. The other thing that I'm looking for is, did the cameras do a good job when it comes to the cutout? And it seems like everything is cut out well around my arms, around my shoulders, but when you look at the hat, then you'll see that there's a little bit of a struggle, the one on the left, and that's maybe because the tree wasn't perfectly aligned and there wasn't a contrast like you see in the picture on the right, but that is the only thing that I noticed. Also, the picture on the right, if you look under my right arm, you'll see that there's a little section where the background is peeking through, and I don't think it did a good job cutting that out or blurring that out because maybe it just didn't think that was part of the background. But you have the iPhone 11 on the left, the 11 Pro, and then you have the iPhone SE on the right. Once again, both of these pictures are really good and both of these pictures are acceptable to me. And now we're going to get into night photos, and this is the first one right here. Let me know if you can tell which picture is from which phone. But there's a couple of things that I'm noticing. One, if you look at the actual bulb, the picture on the right is doing a better job in terms of the highlights. The one on the left, it's just having a hard time controlling the highlights, where it's just taking over the details and the writing that you see at the bottom of the bulb. The other thing is the noise. If you look at the brick right in the middle, you'll see that the picture on the left is a little bit more noisier. And also if you look at the garage door on the right hand side at the bottom, it's just way more noisier than the picture on the right. And that right there should tell you that the picture on the right is the iPhone 11 Pro and the picture on the left is from the iPhone SE. And the iPhone 11 Pro just does a better job when it comes to night photography. So the next picture is a selfie picture of me, and the only thing that's lighting me is the light that you guys saw in the last picture, and both of these phones are not doing a very good job when it comes to this particular picture. But if I had to pick one, I would go with a picture on the left. And that's because of the level of noise. If you look at the sky behind me, you'll see that the picture on the right is more noisier. And also, if you look at the grass and the gravel of the driveway, the picture on the right is a little bit more noisier. We have the iPhone SE on the right and we have the iPhone 11 on the left. And you just see that the iPhone 11 just seems to be doing a better job at night. Okay, and the last picture is this picture of the speed limit signs. So in this picture, they're actually pretty close. They're not that bad. It's both usable, but you can see that the picture on the right crushes the shadows and there's a little bit more noise when it comes to the sky if you look on top into the dark sky. Other than that, both of them are doing pretty good, and I would take either of these. Now, we do have the iPhone 11 Pro on the left and the iPhone 11 or the iPhone SE from 2020 on the right. So the thing is, the iPhone SE does not have night sight. The 11 Pro has a night sight. So I'm going to show you guys what this picture looked like with night sight. And right away you can tell it's a huge difference, especially right next to the iPhone SE's picture, like it's day or night. And basically that's what night sight does. I don't know why they couldn't include night sight in the iPhone SE. I mean, it does have the same processor, the same chip, but maybe there's other stuff that go into this. But either way, That's the difference that you see. Just look at the skies, look at the trees. It just looks so much better. And the iPhone 11 Pro's picture with the night sight is just so much more usable. So that was the camera comparison between the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone SE. Let me know what you guys think about the SE's camera, how it stacks up against the 11 Pro. If I had to do a conclusion, I would say that the SE's camera is really good as long as you have enough light, like daytime, in the middle of the day, outside. It could go toe to toe with the 11 Pro, but as soon as you start going into night mode or not well lit places, then the SE falls apart. That's where the 11 Pro shines. Other than that, I think both of these phones' cameras are pretty good. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If it's your first time to my channel, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, stay plugged.